Hi, this is Catherine Morgan from Point A to Point B Transitions, and I'm also the editor of Carol Roth's blog, which is why I'm talking to Carol Roth.
Hello.
So there's a word called common courtesy. However, it is frighteningly uncommon these days. This segment I initially called The Importance of Good Manners, but it's really more than good manners, it's common courtesy. One of the things that I've learned from Carol working with her, and I think she does just beautifully, is like this graceful courtesy, like remembering to thank people, remembering people's special things, remember to follow up on something they mentioned. If I say I have a speaking gig, she'll actually remember to say, how was your speaking gig? As busy as she is. So, but it's the little things that really make a relationship, and I don't know, it just smooths everything out. How did you do this? Why do you do this? Is this something you've noticed about yourself, or
I just feel like it's very authentic to who I am. I am a relationship builder, and I have a carousel of stuff that just like rolls around in my head. But at the end of the day, I genuinely want to help people, and I feel like helping people build relationships. And I don't mean it in sort of a quid pro quo, like you have to do something for me. But, if I am kind and generous to you, whether it's you, whether it's the universe, that ends up coming back to me. And even if it doesn't, it makes me feel good because I got to help somebody else along the way. And so it's just sort of my mantra. And maybe it's also from being in corporate as an investment banker, I'm very cognizant of the fact that people's egos are involved in things and don't want to feel left out or unimportant. And so I would rather over communicate than not communicate. And then if somebody, I kind of feel like I'm crossing that line, I'll stop. So if somebody provides an introduction to me and it pans out, let's say 6 months later, I'll come back to them and say, hey, by the way, that was an amazing introduction. Thanks. Here's what's going on. And then the person remembers that they did it. They remember that, oh, you actually appreciate the fact that they did it. And then they are more inclined to do that again for you. And, it's just the right thing to do if somebody helps you out. Also, I've had, other people who have shown great courtesy. I've made referrals to people, and our common friend Barry Moltz, I remember one time I made a business referral to him just because I thought he was the right person, and he sent me a spa gift certificate.
Nice, he knows you well.
It's just a menschy thing to do. It doesn't need to do it, but it was like, oh, this was meaningful. And you and I work closely, and I admire you. You're an amazing speaker. You do a great job in terms of career transition, helping people. So I want to know what's going on with you, what's going on. And it's just a genuine thing, because you are part of the people, and all these people who make these referrals are part of the people who make me successful. So why would I not be invested in their success as well?
Yeah, and I'm going to call it a social lubricant. Like, it just makes relationships smoother. Right?
And who doesn't like a little lube in their relationship, Catherine?
No, but just smooth out the rough edges, just a little bit of, not necessarily even formality, but just like a little bit of kindness, a little bit of more personal touch. I know you always talk about customer service. Maybe This is almost, a customer experience type of thing, but personally.
Yeah, and I think that, I'm a very efficiency-focused person. I just like to get things done. I'm not one who's big on niceties. So like if we're in the middle of work, you're not going to get that from me. So I'm going to take the time to do that elsewhere, because I know that kind of doesn't come across in just a regular thing. If I'm focused on a piece of work, I'm not the person on a call. It's like, oh, how's everybody's weekend? And what did you? It's like, okay, we got 20 minutes. What are we doing? Get it done. But that doesn't mean I don't want to have a relationship and see how other things are going. It's just not necessarily the right time. So I'll find other times to do that when perhaps, it's more appropriate, or,
But I know for a fact that you would send a follow-up email saying, hey, great call today. Thanks so much for your contribution of X. Look forward to following up with you in 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing to do. And you know, this is it. Your network is, you know, a big piece of your value, and none of us get by entirely by ourselves. And so why wouldn't you put this goodness out into your network? I mean, it takes 5 seconds. It makes you feel good. If nothing else, you get, you know, personal endorphins from, you know, doing it. And you know, it keeps that value of the network intact.
Absolutely. Giver's glow is a thing. You get that dopamine hit. Be nice.
Exactly.
Not
So,
that hard.
you know,
And by the way,
if you have the opportunity to help somebody, do it. It's a good thing to do.
yeah, and it doesn't really take any extra time.
No.
It doesn't take any extra
I
time.
mean, like literally, you have time, even if you're sitting on the train or in front of a couch, to like shoot off a couple emails. Like, it takes literally seconds.
Absolutely.
We all have that time.
We all have that time, and it feels good for you. It feels good for the other people. That's a win-win.
Love it.
Thanks, Carol.